That's when Google officially announced Kotlin as first-class programming language for Android development. Imagine you are learning Android development today. Everywhere you look, like YouTube, Google documentations, or job descriptions, everyone is talking about Kotlin. But have you ever wondered why was Kotlin created when Java already existed? If Java was so good, why did the Google officially recommended Kotlin? In this video, we will answer all these questions before writing even a single line of Kotlin code. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, Android with Naga. And this is our Kotlin series, episode 1. This series is designed for complete beginners. Even if you have ever written a Kotlin code before, don't worry. By the end of this series, you will understand Kotlin from the basics to an advanced concept step by step. So let's start with the most important question. Why Kotlin was created? Before understanding Kotlin, let's first understand Java. Java is one of the greatest programming languages ever created. It's powerful, it's stable, used in millions of applications, and developers still love it, and it's still going strong. But every Java developer has faced some frustrating parts or frustrating problems, you say. Sometimes you write 10 or 20 lines of code just to achieve something simple. Null pointer exceptions are another common problem. There is also a lot of repetitive and boilerplate code. Then came JetBrains, the company behind IntelliJ IDEA, works with Java every single day. They love Java, but they also experience these problems every day. They asked themselves, what if we create a modern programming language that keeps all the strengths of Java while removing many of its frustrating parts? Kotlin was born. And who created Kotlin? Obviously, Kotlin was created by the JetBrains. And if you have used IntelliJ IDEA or Android Studio, you have already used the products built by the JetBrains. In fact, Android Studio itself is based on IntelliJ IDEA. JetBrains built amazing developer tools, but they didn't own the programming language. So they created that works beautifully with Java. That's how the Kotlin has born, and it is developed by JetBrains. So why the name Kotlin now? So now here is the fun fact. So many programming languages are named after places or islands. Kotlin gets its name from Kotlin Island near Russia. There is no technical meaning behind the name. JetBrains simply liked it. So that's how the name is. And here is another important thing you need to know is Google support. Kotlin was introduced by JetBrains in 2011, but the biggest turning point came in 2017. That's when Google officially announced Kotlin as first-class programming language for Android development. Since then, Kotlin has become the Google's preferred language for building Android applications. And today, most of the modern Android apps are written in Kotlin. So now let's go to the primary traits. Now let's understand what makes Kotlin special. One is targeted platforms. One of the Kotlin's biggest strengths is isn't limited to Android. You can use Kotlin for Android applications, server-side developments, desktop applications, web development, and with Kotlin multi-platform, you can even share code across Android, iOS, desktop, and web. Kotlin is a statistically typed language. So what is statistically typed language mean? So it means every variable has a known data type during the compilation time. This helps the compiler to catch the many errors before the program even runs. For example, if a variable is an integer, you cannot accidentally store a text into it, that is, string into it. Compare this with dynamically typed languages like JavaScript or Python, where the type is decided while the program is running. That's what dynamic programming is. And don't worry if this sounds confusing, we will understand it clearly with coding in the coming videos. Functional and object oriented. Kotlin supports both object oriented programming and functional programming. That means you can build applications using the classes, objects, while also writing a cleaner and more expressive code using the functions. We will learn both approaches throughout this series. So let's get into the fourth one. So free and open source. Kotlin is completely free and open source. Anyone can view the source code, contribute the improvements, and report the issues. That's one of the reasons Kotlin has grown so quickly. So, what are the applications of Kotlin then? So, where is Kotlin actually used? So, first in Android development, you can use in the Android development, then server side applications, backend development, desktop applications, web development, or cross platform development. You can use as I said, cross platform, you can use it in multi platform KMP. We will explore all of this in later in this series. So, JetBrains built Kotlin around four core principles. One is pragmatic. Kotlin focuses on solving the real world problems instead of complicated academic ideas. So, second one is concise. It's a concise in the sense write less code, no boilerplate, achieve more. Kotlin actually removes the unnecessary boilerplate which we see in the Java. And third one is safe. The Kotlin helps reduce common programming mistakes, especially the famous null pointer exception. And fourth one is interoperability. One of the Kotlin greatest strengths is interoperability. Kotlin doesn't replace Java. Instead, Kotlin works alongside Java. You can call Kotlin code from Java and Java code from Kotlin. So that's why companies could adapt to Kotlin without rewriting their entire code base. So today, we answered some very important questions like why Kotlin was created, who created it, why Google supports it, where it's used, and the philosophy behind the language, and what kind of language it is. In the next episode, we will install everything that we need and write our very first Kotlin program from scratch. If you are serious about becoming an Android developer, this series is for you. I will see you in the next episode.